Hello, my name is Barry Canada from L3Success.com, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review on a new DVD series that was just released from Tony Robbins, and it's called The New Money Masters. And I just got my copy probably about a couple of days ago, and immediately, I threw it in the DVD player and I started, watching this particular interview. This one right here is it should be the first one because the product was just released. And it's an interview with Frank Kern. Tony Robbins' interview with Frank Kern. And prior to the release of this DVD series, I watched another interview with Tony Robbins, Frank Kern, and John Reese. And they were discussing, the internet marketing industry, and the changes, that have taken place, the technology and the old school marketing approaches are all out the door, and so we're not connecting with people, door to door. We're connecting through, this new Web 2.0, video, audio, Facebook, Twitter, and this is how we're meeting our prospects. This is how we're meeting our customers, and so with the change, you have to evolve, in order to stay on top, and these guys have done that, they especially like Tony Robbins, he's been around for a while, he's old school, like I am, I've been in this industry for over 12 years and I've seen some major changes in this industry, and yeah, you have to adapt, you can't continue on with the old school stuff. It's time consuming, and a lot of times, it still works, but it takes up too much time, and it, it costs too much, to try to run a marketing program based off the old marketing strategies. Plus, doing the old marketing strategies, you're not able to connect with, the numbers that you would be able to from the new, online internet approach that we use today. And so, in this particular DVD series, this particular interview, again, it's with Frank Kern, and Frank Kern lays it out. He gives his strategies, his tactics on how he has achieved success. It's kind of, to me, I wasn't expecting him to reveal so much. Most of the time when you see these gurus talk, they don't give you their key secrets. The things that actually made them successful. They give you, they salt it a little bit, and then you're left wondering, okay, well, so you haven't really gained anything from it. But this interview, and if this is any indication on how the rest of the interviews will go with the other big names that will be interviewing, then it's well worth the money to purchase this DVD. And this particular one, of course, is the first one that's released, so it was free. You go in and you get your free copy of it, and if you decide you want to continue, then the next month you'll just pay for the next one. And so you can go out and get your hands on it, review it, take a look at it, learn some of the strategies that Frank Kern has revealed, implement those strategies into your business, and and just kind of watch yourself and become successful, because there's a lot of good stuff in here, and there's a lot of things that I hadn't thought of. Not like I'm not Frank Kern, I'm not John Reese, but I have my own little strategies that I use. But these guys, if you want to learn from how to be successful, learn from the people that are making the most money, and that would be these guys right here. And Tony Robbins has picked a great group of people to tap their brains, and reveal that information. Tony Robbins really cares about this industry, and he cares about people becoming successful. And in that initial interview, I learned a lot about him. I know who Tony Robbins is, and I know who Frank Kern are, but for them to get real personal and to uncover some of the things that they look to achieve, not with making money, but with making other folks successful. You get to really know these guys. And they're just regular people. You don't expect folks making tens of millions of dollars in a single month to be folks that you can actually connect with. But they're down to earth. And in this particular interview, with Frank Kern. You know, the guy sitting there, you know, surfer guy, long hair, he's sitting there in the interview with flip-flop sandals on, you know, all laid back, you know. And so it's a great interview. You'll learn a lot from it. You'll learn a lot about who these guys are and you know, what they look to achieve. And it's well worth, you know, the money. Right now, like I said, the first one is you don't pay anything for it anyway. So you know, get your hands on a copy of it. Go to Tony Robbins' website, and also you'll be able, if you go to his website, you'll also be able to, hopefully it's still in there. I think it's part of his blog, is where I saw that before. You'll be able to see that video series that he did with Frank Kern and John Reed. So, and it's a great video interview with those guys. The DVD series so far, from the very first one that I received, is great. I look forward to the next one. At the same time, you know, I'll be back on here doing another review, because I'm for certain that it'll be just as awesome as the initial one. So, my name is Barry Canada from L3Success.com. Go out and get yourself a copy of this new DVD series, The New Money Masters. And I'm not getting paid for this. You know, there's no affiliate links on the side. Just, you know, letting you know before you go out and, you know, purchase it, that it's well worth, you know, the money. You'll learn a lot from it. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you get yourself a copy. And I look forward to the next time that I come back on video. And I don't do too many videos, by the way. But I felt the need to do this one because it's great. I want everybody to be able, you know, to learn from people who care. Okay, and these guys care. So take care. Wish you the best of success. God bless.